Will you let me finish my statement? You are the worst. You're with Bloomberg, right? You are the worst. I don't know why they even have you.
Quiet.
Fake news. When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why would the Department of Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. What he did, well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing. You're fake news. But let me
do it now.
You know, it's not the question that I mind. It's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. Oh, fake news, CNN? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wait till you hear this question.
Thank you, sir.
You should really say how great. Who are you with?
And the same to you, Mr. President.
No, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the worst in the business. But I'll answer you.
White House account to have it go out on that particular channel.
Give me a break. It was just somebody did it in fun. It's fine. Have to have a little fun, don't you? Who are you with?
Politico. Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico. Politico's gone bad. They've been so wrong about everything. Politico has been so wrong about everything. Let's get somebody else to ask some questions. You mind? Is that all right?
As a personal gift to you, why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that. Well, I haven't heard that. You're telling me. Who are you with?
I'm with NBC News, sir.
Fake news. NBC. You're fake news. What a NBC's gone down the tubes along with most of the rest. I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that, because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump and the
Medical professionals have warned for decades.
I said, not you. You're CNN. You're fake news. Go ahead. You, especially you, should be proud of those pilots, and you shouldn't be trying to demean them.
No, there's
those pilots flew at great risk of big and NBC fake news, which is one of the worst, and CNN. New York Times are all bad. They're sick. There's something wrong with them. But you know what? You should be praising those people instead of who you with.
CNN. There's a split,
Fake
though.
news. Fortunately, nobody watches.
But my
Is anybody watching CNN nowadays? I haven't seen it in a long time.
But some of your supporters are wary of the U.S. getting involved in another foreign wall, and some believe that we should support.
Do you ever ask a positive question at CNN? No, I didn't know. I mean, I would figure it was ABC fake news that would ask that question. One of the worst.
I'm the travel pool, but I'm with NBC News.
NBC fake news. NBC's one of the worst. What else do you have?
Some more files, is that the case?
Well, I don't want to talk about it because fake news like you're a terrible reporter, and fake news like you.
First off, if you don't follow Ron Filipowski on Blue Sky, you should. He's one of my favorite accounts. I'm not sure if he put this montage together or somebody else did, but this was compiled in response to the comments on Friday where Donald Trump called a Bloomberg reporter piggy. He said, quiet, piggy. You could hear that clip at the beginning of this, early in this montage. And I appreciate the very clear demonstration that this is typical behavior for Trump. That comment, quiet, piggy, was not an anomaly for him. This is who he is. This is very classic narcissistic threats and intimidation. He doesn't like to be challenged. He doesn't like questions challenging his lies, challenging the illegal things he's doing, undermining his plans. And so he lashes out. That becomes a perceived narcissistic injury. How dare you challenge me? How dare you question me? How dare you try and stand in between me and the terrible, awful things I want to enact? And so I will resort to very juvenile insults like calling you fat, calling you fake news, saying nobody watches you, right? Like for a narcissist like Trump, being That is like a grave insult, because if somebody said that to him, oh, your rallies are really small. You couldn't pack out this amphitheater. Nobody wants to come hear you. Nobody wants to listen to what you have to say. You are deeply unpopular. Your approval ratings are in the 30s, right? That would just absolutely cause him to combust. And so he thinks that if he tells other people that they're not popular, then that's like the worst insult. But I think we really see here what a limited repertoire he has of insults. It's that you're fake news over and over and over again. He has this kind of script that he uses. Oh, he knows it's a woman who's going to ask him a question. She's a serious journalist. She's going to say something that probably is a threat to him and his fragile, brittle ego. And so he immediately says, who are you with? Oh, fake news. Oh, nobody watches you. Oh, I should just go ahead and get your network's license pulled. So it's the insults, it's the threats, it's the intimidation that, like, how dare you do legitimate journalism and ask me a question? I will threaten to get you fired. I will insult you. I will shame you. I will demean you. I will humiliate you. I will threaten to get your outlet, the news corporation that you work for, run out of business, or maybe I'll file a big lawsuit against them and then they'll immediately cave, because that's what corporate legacy media does. There are still good journalists in corporate legacy media who are trying to do their jobs. And Donald Trump is very, very threatened by them. That's why he responds in this way. But again, really juvenile tactics, just like, bullies are so unsophisticated, y'all. Narcissists like this are just so unsophisticated, and they really have a limited set of scripts that they use. And they just use them over and over because all they have is threats and intimidation. All they have is bullying and threats and insults and violence. And those tend to work really well. And that's why I think when we look at the tactics the regime uses, not just against us, but also like against reporters, I think it's a really good illustration here of how it's all blustering, it's all threats, it's all insults, in the desperate attempt to get journalists to stop doing their job, in the desperate attempt to get people to stop questioning, pushing back, asserting their rights. The thing he does to journalists, he is also doing to us all of the time. And it's so important that we don't fold, we don't buckle. A number of these journalists in these clips continued to try and ask their questions, continued to try and push back. That's what we have to do. The key when an authoritarian, when a bully comes at you, is that you don't cede an inch. You don't give them any victories. You do not allow them to make you cower and obey, which is why it's so frustrating to see corporate legacy media, often run by wealthy men, many of whom are Trump supporters, to see them be collaborators, to see them be willing to settle on lawsuits they could easily win against Trump, to allow him to come in and use them as state-run media propaganda machines for the regime. It's really encouraging to see that there are journalists inside those pillars of support who are doing their jobs. That is a way that you erode a pillar of support, is that you do not let that pillar stop you from doing your job. If you have to work with that inside the pillar of media or academia or government or the military, continue to do your job with integrity. You are a force inside that pillar, eroding it from within. That's so necessary, so important. So thanks to Ron for posting this compilation that gives everybody a really clear, we should all know by now. We should all know by now what Donald Trump is: a fragile narcissist who engages in very, very stereotypical narcissistic bullying and intimidation. It was a very limited repertoire, very limited playbook, very predictable playbook. It's super important that we understand what that playbook is, what those tactics are, and how we don't give him a victory. All he has is threats, intimidation, and violence, and we continue to hold the line. Trump can't actually make any of us obey. He will become increasingly desperate, increasingly dysregulated, increasingly angry as more and more people are pushing back against him. But there's so many more of us than there are of him, and we continue to hold the line. We continue to push forward. We refuse to obey. We do our jobs like these women journalists here.